YouTube, what's going on? Long time no see. It's Tijon, aka Top Cyberdog, and I'm back with another video for the channel. Now, if you've been subscribed to my technical blog on Medium, you can definitely see that I've been hands-on deep into different SOC alerts via the LetsDefend platform. There, they definitely have a robust mimic SOC environment where one can definitely sharpen their skills and analyze different alerts, some that are currently affecting corporations right now in the real world. I like to joke around and say that I pay LetsDefend to be a SOC analyst, and it's definitely been worth it. It's allowed me to get great exposure and hands-on experience with different security tools, different frameworks, and really sharpen my knife to make sure I'm prepared for that opportunity when it knocks, because it will knock. So I definitely want to be ready. So if you've ever been interested into seeing how a SOC analyst would address certain alerts in their environment, stay tuned in the video. We're gonna hop over to the battle station, get logged into LetsDefend, pick out an alert, and walk it down. So you guys stay tuned. I'll catch y'all. Peace. Okay, happy SOCmas to all. Let's get cracking on some alerts. Okay, so we are logged into our LetsDefend account and we want to get into our SOC and see what we can work on. So we'll navigate up here to the top under practice and see what we have. All right, so here we can see the main channel where we have open tickets that need to be claimed by SOC analysts. Then we also have the investigation channel. These are all tickets or alerts that I have already picked up or re-investigating. And then we have closed alerts where it gives us a breakdown of all alerts that we have worked on and resolved. Okay. So coming back to the main channel, I already seen one that looked kind of interesting and different. SOC326 impersonating domain MX record change detected. Type being threat intel. We can click on it for more details. We can see on September the 17th, 2024 at 12:05 p.m. This source address, no reply at ctireport.io, contacted out to our destination address of soc@letsdefend.io. Subject being impersonating domain MX record change detected. The alert trigger being the MX record of a suspicious domain was changed, suggesting potential phishing activity. The domain being looks like defend, but it's spelled out incorrectly. defwnd.io. And that is an example of typo squatting. And it was allowed according to the device action. And let's check out the hint. Investigate all emails for potential security issues. Check for any related phishing activity after the alert creation date. Okay, a good clue. So what I normally like to do is copy all of the event details into a separate Word document. That way I can easily see alert details as I'm investigating on different platforms outside of LetsDefend. And then start building up my notes for the end of the investigation and lessons learned. So I've already pasted this into a document. And for anybody who is unaware of an MX record, that stands for a mail exchange. And that record is a domain name system DNS record that directs emails to the correct mail servers for a domain. Okay. So we'll take ownership of the record. Confirm. Once we take ownership, it automatically gets moved over into the investigation channel so we can investigate. Next, we'll need to create a case so we can begin working on this alert. And then once we have a case built up, we can then utilize our SOC's playbook and see if we can come to a conclusion about this alert. So the first play in our playbook is parse through the email. Before starting the analysis, information about the incoming email should be obtained. All right, so I got some details, but we're definitely going to need to do more investigating. All right, so we're going to hop over to our email security and see what these emails entail. Okay. All right. So we had one email, subject impersonating domain, MX record change detected. So let's search for that email. Okay, so this is what our SIM fired off alert-wise. All right, just going over the details. Okay, so we're being alerted about the name change in our DNS records. All right. So we've been notified regarding that. Let's go back to our search, and then we will plug in from our event details the typo squatted domain, which is LetsDefend spelled incorrectly. So we'll do a broad search of that to see what we can find. Oh, it was defanged, so that's why it doesn't find anything. Let's remove the brackets. Okay, so we have one email that occurred right after our alert on the 17th. This occurred on the 18th at 8 a.m. Sender being voucher at LetsDefend, but of course it's the incorrect email address to somebody in our LetsDefend network, Mateo, and it was allowed. And it looks like some kind of phishing email with some kind of BS voucher. So let's click on the email and see what's going on. Congratulations, you won a voucher. Dear Mateo, we are pleased to inform you that you are eligible for an exclusive voucher. To claim your voucher, please click the button below. Okay. It looks like we have a clickable link and a really good phishing email as well. This looks legit. So what we'll do, we don't want to click on an actual link on our host machine, but if you are in a virtual environment, feel free to investigate any kind of link on your device and see what it does with your testing machine. But for this, we'll definitely copy the link, and then I'm gonna paste this over in my separate notes to see what the link is. Okay, the link reverts back to the incorrect spelled LetsDefend.io address. Okay, so that is definitely suspicious. Okay, so that being said, let's go ahead and go over to VirusTotal and plug in the address from that URL in the email. We'll run a search. Okay, LetsDefend, or the false LetsDefend.io address, is not flagged as malicious in VirusTotal, but this does not mean it is not malicious in nature. Definitely want to check other platforms and other resources to verify whether something is truly malicious or not. So just because this is green doesn't mean anything. Okay. Well, we can also do details, detection. Okay. All right. Let's also plug this into Abuse IPDB. I'm just curious if they have anything to say about it. Most likely not, since it's a Let's Defend based. Yeah, they didn't find anything. That is okay. All right, so since the potential phishing email was sent to Mateo, let's search Mateo's endpoint and see what's been going on behind the scenes with this specific endpoint. All right, so Mateo is running a Windows 10 machine, and the IP address is 172.16.17.1.62. And here we have a breakdown of what this device has been involved with under processes, network action, terminal history, and browser history. I like to put my results at 40 to maximize what I see. And we'll head over to browser history and see what Mateo has been viewing. Okay, and at the very bottom, we can see they did make contact out to that fishy Let's Defend URL. Nothing in the terminal history. Let's see the network action. It has 3 entries. Okay. So, looks like it spoke to 3 different IP addresses on that date. For safe measures, I'm gonna plug all the addresses into VirusTotal to see what they have to say about their reputation. All right, the 2.3 is clean. Let's pop in the next one. Ooh, okay. So we have a potential threat with this one. Let's go back and check that 3rd one and then come back to the potential threat. Okay, that one's clean. Let's focus on the 4.5 address. So we'll paste that back in. And then let's plug it into Abuse IPDB as well. All right, Abuse IPDB has also found the address in their database. Here we can see a breakdown of details regarding that address, as far as its internet service provider, the domain, host name, country of origin, and the city, which is Richardson, Texas, which can all be useful in our breakdown and analyst notes at the end of our investigation. All right. So with that being said, me personally, I want to contain this device. I see it interacting with something that's malicious as far as IP addresses, so let's go ahead and contain it. We don't want any further bleeding on our network. Okay, so with that being said, it is now contained. And let's continue back over to our playbook. Are there any attachments or URLs in the email? As we seen, yes, there is. There is a address to a incorrect spelled Let's Defend website. All right, second play, analyze URL attachment. Or I think this is the 3rd play. Let's see. Yes, 3rd play. Okay. Analyze URL attachment in a third-party sandbox. Click malicious if it is malicious. Click non-malicious if it isn't. We've already done a check with VirusTotal, and it has been flagged as malicious. So we'll select that. And then the next play, check if mail was delivered to the user. As we can see from our endpoint mail security, let's see, under action, it was allowed. So that means it was delivered successfully. All right, since it was delivered successfully, we want to get that out of here. So we'll navigate back to that same email under the email security tab, and we'll delete. Are you sure? Yes. And if you ran a search for that same email again, under final action, it will just say deleted. Okay, with that being said, we have deleted it. Next play, check if someone opened the malicious file. All right, and then back over in log management, we can correlate to see if somebody opened the file or URL. All right, so since we are now in the log management section, if you aren't familiar with logs, this mimics a Splunk sim where you get a breakdown of different events in your environment, and it's all in one central location in a standardized format. They do have a simple version under basic up here, just to get a quick overview of what you're viewing as far as your logs. So we'll stay on the basic version, and we will run a query search using the malicious URL. Okay, we don't see anything with that. Sometimes when I run searches, it doesn't find anything, but that doesn't mean it's not there. So to be sure, let's double check. All right, so I am going to search for the malicious email sender, but I gotta remove the brackets. All right, so we see one event on the 18th. We click on that event, we get a breakdown of that alert and its details. All right. Perfect. And going back to the endpoint, we also were able to observe that Mateo did visit that web address as well. So we will definitely select opened. And then the next play in our playbook is containment. We already did that previously, so good on our part. We'll go to next. Now is the wrap-up portion of our investigation, where we can add our artifacts, essentially our facts proving whether our decision is for it being a true positive or a false positive. So we will go ahead and plug in that malicious IP address. And I always make practice to de-weaponize any kind of URL address or anything like that. It's just good standard of practice. All right. And then we'll paste this. And like I said earlier, in that separate Word document, I begin to type up my analyst notes that I can then just plug in to the web page, and it just makes it faster for my investigations. All right, we will include that typo squatted LetsDefend IP address. It's already been defanged. And then we will make the comment malicious URL. And then we will also include the email sender of that malicious phishing email to Mateo. Pop that in. The voucher at LetsDefend.io. It's already been defanged. And we will leave a note. Email sender, and then we will click next. And then now we'll go ahead and plug in our notes regarding the investigation. Okay, let me space that out a little bit. All right, perfect. Let me copy that again. Next. And then now we can finish our playbook and wrap up the alert. We'll confirm. We'll get the notification that the playbook is now completed. And then our alert now is ready to be closed out. So over under the action column, we'll hit the check for close alert. And then we'll report whether it is a true positive or a false positive. And under the note for the close alert section, I typically just copy my same analyst notes into the box. And then we will submit and see if we are correct or incorrect. Boom. The confetti has dropped. Now we can see our alert has moved over to closed alerts. And then we get a breakdown of our answer selection as well as our analyst notes. And then if anybody else in the Let's Defend network has completed any write-ups on their own, they might include that link to that specific write-up down here. Doesn't look like there's already one listed. So if I were to create a Medium article regarding this investigation, I can definitely submit that to Let's Defend, and that would be shared with the horde of different defenders across the planet. But I'm making this video, so we can definitely be of use to somebody. All right, so that wraps up our investigation for SOC326, impersonating domain MX record change detected. Definitely was a different type of alert, but something that a SOC analyst might encounter in their day-to-day work. Definitely stick around for the next investigation that I get into. This has always been my plan as far as how I want to document my journey on becoming a SOC analyst and the best SOC analyst I can be. So I'm definitely gonna change my setup, possibly get a camera where you can actually watch me as I get into these alerts. But for now, this will do. Gotta start somewhere. So I'll catch y'all in the next one. Be safe. Peace.